Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I want to talk about a common problem that I see a lot of beginners make, which is they don't let the shot breathe. What I mean by this is that they have the tendency of cutting way too fast, whether it is when they are filming the footage. We have the tendency of getting the shot we want and then running towards the camera and cutting right away. And if it's not the case, sometimes we're in the editing room and we cut too fast. And some of us don't even know why we're cutting that fast. So in today's video, we are going to talk about that and a couple of tricks and tips to actually help your, filmmaking and all of that. Anyways, I'm waiting for a friend of mine. She's a little bit late. I'm going to be filming her with this camera that I got right here. It's fully rigged. That is the GH5, and I'm going to be using it to film her over here in Bryant Park. It is a nice atmosphere, so as you can see, it's very busy. Oh, look at her. She's right here. How's it going?
Careful child, never they will fight. Mama said his words. Oh, so many times.
All right, so let's talk about the 12-second rule. It is kind of like a rule that I follow. And basically what it does is that I have to hold the shot for at least 12 seconds. That assures me that every time I go to the editing room, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, if I would have held the shot for a little longer, I would have had a better shot. So with this rule, I have to hold the shot for at least 12 seconds or more. And that helps me have a variety of great shots. So, when I was a beginner, I noticed that sometimes I would go to the editing room and see a shot that was like 5 seconds for no good reason. And then, let's say out of 50 shots, probably 5 were good shots. Anyways, I'm in Astoria Park. This is another day, and I am filming with the GH5. Like I said before, it is fully rigged. I have the monitor on top. Everything is being powered by this B-mount battery. And I am monitoring everything in black and white because I'm about to make a shot right now. Let's hit record and let's see how that looks like.
Thinking you knew better than the other guys, riding on backbiting and get away with life.
Let's talk about editing. And sometimes when we are editing and we're beginners, we might see like another creator or other creators cut really fast, or even in movies. And we try to emulate that, thinking that that is going to help us maybe get views or make our editing a little bit more interesting. When the truth is that those creators or maybe those movies might be cutting really fast at times just to add to the story somehow. And we are using it without knowing why we're cutting fast in the first place. And maybe if you cut a little bit slower, or if you let some shots breathe a little bit, your edit is going to be much better. So now I got the camera set up right here for a close-up. Let's see how that looks.
No matter what it takes, who is gonna cry? The only thing that matters is you get what you desire.
Another thing I want to talk about is when you make the wrong choice in music, that music is going to kind of force you to cut faster or slower depending on how fast the music is or how slow it is. So sometimes you might choose a song that is a little bit upbeat, but maybe that's not the best fit for your story. And without even noticing, when we're beginners, we are cutting to the beat of that song, and therefore we're cutting way too fast. It takes a while for you to realize that and, you know, be able to make those adjustments and make the right choices in music. Now, people who are more advanced, they are aware of these things and they know what kind of song to choose in order to keep that edit the way they intended to be in the first place. Now I'm going to try to collect B-roll of the whole thing so that then I can put it together in a nice little edit for you guys. And I'm going to go handheld, so I'm going to take off my camera from the tripod and I'm going to go handheld for this one. And then at the end, I'll put it together in an edit.
So today will come when you first realize what you have done and you finally get your depth.
So I made kind of like a silhouette kind of shot there in which the highlights, everything is exposed for the highlights, and then the shadows are really crushed. So then when you see, for example, people walking around, you see them like a shadow kind of thing. So basically you just need to expose perfectly for the highlights and just crush the shadows. At the same time, I was aware of a couple that was walking with their dog, and when I heard them, I knew that they were going to walk into the shot. So I held the shot because I knew it was going to make it a more interesting shot. So you need to be aware of your surroundings when you're shooting outdoors, because sometimes someone is going to walk into your shot and make it better just like that. So that's another thing. Sometimes when we're beginners, at least I'm talking for myself, I'm speaking for myself on this one. But when I used to be a beginner, every time somebody walked into my shot, I thought that the shot was ruined and I will straight up cut it and then shoot it again. And to be honest with you, life is filled with people, and sometimes having those random characters in your shot is making your shot that much better. Yeah.
Covering yourself in black, I hope you don't see me. Trying not to make a mess with things that you've told me. How long can you hold on to a fantasy? Daydream. Why do you have to always say it like that? Oh, well, and I know that you do. You're the one who threw this down and you should know.
And I was filming at Bryant Park, Manhattan, with my friend Maria. I was supposed to film it kind of like a vlog style, but I haven't seen her in a long time, so I decided that I wanted to film her a little bit, but I wanted to enjoy most of the time with her. And that is a difficult thing to do because you're trying to create content, but at the same time, you also want to enjoy moments. So on that time, I decided that I wanted to enjoy the moment and the time that we had together. And I don't regret it at all. So the other day I was filming at my job. And for those of you who know me, I'm a truck driver in New York. And I was thinking like, what is a way or a technique that I use in order to make things interesting and less boring, you know what I mean? And one of the things that occurred to me is that you need to paint your shots with movement. Not all the time, but whenever you can use the movement of your surroundings and paint with that. So I encourage you to paint with movement. This is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.